This random side note moment has most likely occurred due to Shaw getting sidetracked during a previous yap. One that I'm sure went on far too long anyway. But, enjoy.
I didn't get my license until I was 20, I think. Yeah, I think I was 20. I just didn't get my license for a multitude of reasons, and then I had moved at a really young age out of state and up north, whatever. Just never got my license. I finally get my license, and there was a program. I actually found the program before I had my license, but there was a program that would give single mothers a free car. It was called, I forgot the name. Damn, it was a good program. I wanted to say the name in case it's still ongoing. I lived in Connecticut at the time, and it was a free program. All you had to do was have your license. You had to obtain insurance, and then you would go through. You had to do a little class. It was really very simple, and cars that people had donated, to charity, whatever, would be given to you. So my first car I got was a '95 Bonneville. It was loaded. It was nice. It was nice as hell, and I loved it. And then like within 30 days, the engine blew or the transmission went. A bunch of stuff was wrong with it. And so because the car had given me problems pretty much from the time I got it, they were like, you know what? We're going to give you another car. You can keep the one that you have, and we're just going to give you another one. So I parked the Bonneville, and then I was excited about getting the next car. The next car was a motherfucking 95 Ford Taurus station wagon, and it was not in the same condition as the Bonneville, so I hated it. And the whole time I had that damn Taurus, all I could think about was getting me a new car, which would have been the first time I was buying a car. The fucking Taurus went through so much. Somebody egged it, then bashed out the back window. My baby father had put fucking silver duct tape all on the windows, so it looked like I had fake mirror tint. It was a lot. And the very last thing, I was leaving the daycare one day, dropped, I think, my cell phone under the car, and opened the car door, saw that it went under the car, and I was like, oh, I gotta back up some. Didn't close the door, started backing up, and forgot about the fucking fire hydrant that was on the side and bent my door backwards. So I had to drive from fucking Hartford all the way to New Britain with holding my door closed because it wouldn't shut anymore after that. And eventually I had a scarf tied around it. Anyway, I say all that to say that I was very excited to go buy my first car. And I had exactly in mind what I wanted. I wanted a Ford Explorer. I wanted the limited edition. I had looked at a bunch, went through the whole thing. I had like 3K saved for my down payment. Like, you couldn't tell me shit. I was motherfucking ready, bitch. I was amped. I was ready. I was in there. But what I did not prepare for is that I had no credit. I thought because I had, no credit, I was gonna be fine. No credit meant that, bitch, you don't got no credits. Very quickly, I found out that I was not going to be getting this damn car. And so the last dealership I tried, goddamn Shaler's, they were like, they have a $10,000 lot. And you can go there in any car that's under $10,000, you can pretty much get approved for, blah, blah, blah. But they're going to put you on credit acceptance, which was like, I don't know. But basically, they give you a really short term with a really high payment. But you make those payments, it shoots your credit up, da 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 da. I don't fucking know. I was devastated, bitch. And so I got this damn car. It was a Ford Taurus. But it was a current year, so I think it was like 2000. I'm kind of fuzzy on the year, but I think the car was only like a year old, maybe two. So it was a new car. And yeah, it didn't have anything. It wasn't loaded. It was the base model, but it was clean. It was white and was nice. And of course, I did everything I could to make it look better. Nigga, when I tell you this car went through so much, like right after I got it, somebody ran into the back of me, rear ended me and whatever at the stoplight. I got a little check from it. And then another night I was coming home, somebody sideswiped me because they were doing the wrong shit and ran me off the road essentially. And then after they ran me off the road, I went home. They followed me. They doubled back and followed me home and then ended up harassing me. I had to call the police and everything. It was a whole thing. And so I was just fucking sick of this car. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just ready to get rid of this fucking car because something was always happening to it. But I had it for a while, and I was damn near done, finished paying for it. But around this time, I was going through a lot with my kid's father. We were breaking up. He was paying the bills. He wasn't working. I was struggling. I was paying all the bills by myself. And so I had let the insurance lapse on the car. I mean, it was like insurance or rent. Or it probably would have been insurance or card notes. I don't remember. But what the fuck was going on, I paid the other shit, didn't pay the insurance. My baby father knew this. All his card notes and car payments were being paid by his mom, so he didn't have shit to fucking worry about. But whatever. So one day I'm at his sister's house where we hung out often. I hated his sister's house in terms of where her parking and how to get in her house. She lives on the corner. She doesn't live on the corner. This is how it's kind of hard to explain. She lives on the street, and then there's an intersecting street. It makes like a T, right? And she's on this side of the top of the T, and then you go through a light to get that's the other side of the top of the T. I'm doing a terrible job explaining this. So this is a street here, going this way, and then her street went this way, and then the street that went this way, intersected, and there was a light right there. But her street, the straight street, was a huge hill, and so when you backed out of her driveway, you had to back into what was the top of the intersection. So if there's cars there waiting at the light, you gotta wait. I fucking hated going to her house, and then her driveway was super narrow. You gotta drive through, squeeze between the house and the neighbor's fence, and then in the backyard there was no way to turn around. You had to back out of it, and while I was okay driver, I was still not that great of a driver. I was a newer driver, and it just gave me a lot of anxiety because as soon as you think you had a good to pull out and you think you clear it, somebody would come off of the street that went like this and make a right turn. Oh, it was a whole big thing. But I'm leaving her house, and it's one of those times where it's absolutely clear. I'm totally good to make it. There's nothing coming. Great. And I've already noted that the light up top is yellow. So I know I got it. I can pull out because nobody's gonna whatever. I back out, pull out of her driveway, and immediately someone runs the fucking light on the street that's going this way, but coming this direction, and bam, crash right into, take out my whole back end. I just pulled right back into the driveway, jump out the car, run in the house because, bitch, I know I don't got no motherfucking insurance. And I'm telling them because my ex is in there with his sister. I think I was just going to grab food or do something. And so they're like, oh shit, what the fuck was that? Whatever. Police come. It's a whole big fucking scene. Like, they end up taking me in the ambulance because they said I did end up having a concussion, but I didn't want to go. But I think I got in the fucking ambulance to not go to jail. And, whatever. End up going to the hospital. So I go to the hospital. Now, I should note here that anytime I went through anything or had something going on, like, my ex never went with me. Like, he just always let me do shit by myself. So I went to the hospital. I'm sure he probably went home with the kids anyway, so I guess I'll let him slide on that. Another time I had to drive myself to the hospital after being homesick for a week with 104 fever, like consistently for days. This fever did not leave. I was sick as fuck, bro. Like, I was sick. And like, he just was like, I got fed the fuck up and like dragged myself to my truck, barely made it, and drove to the hospital where I ended up being in the hospital for 2 fucking weeks because I was that fucking sick. Anyway, so I'm at the hospital waiting in the waiting room, and because I go and through the ambulance, they check me out, they do a little triage, and then they roll me out, not directly into the waiting room, but kind of like sort of in the waiting room before they're going to put me in a room or a bed or whatever. And when they bring me out, when I tell you the fucking lobby is like goddamn amateur night at the Apollo, this shit is thick, bro. Like, it's mad people. But I don't really think much about it because, I don't know, it's a fucking hospital. So I'm sitting there, just kind of sitting there, and, they're talking, and I'm picking up on the conversation, and da-da-da-da-da. And then I hear somebody say, yeah, that's her right there. That's her. And they started getting riled up, but right as they were getting riled up, and right as I was putting motherfucking 2 and 2 together, bitch, they come and say, oh, hey, Miss Gooden, we got you in the back. Thank you. They take me in the back. I get seen. I get released. Now, immediately, I was ticketed, and the police officers were there at the hospital, and they wrote, gave me a court summons. All right, bet. I don't got any insurance. I know. It is what it is. I ain't in jail, though, right? I leave the hospital, go home, And the next day, my ex's niece, who happened to be living at his sister's house, oh, because it wasn't her child, but anyway, she called. She's like, yo, y'all gotta come. These people here, look at it. A group of Puerto Ricans has shown up because when I was in the hospital, I meant to say when I was at the hospital and I see all these people in the thing, it's mad Ricans. But I don't really think nothing about it because it's fucking New Britain. So, I mean, Ricans and Polish people is all that's there. So I wasn't really surprised. So now these Ricans show up to the house where the accident occurred, which happened to not be my house. And they are trying to jump the fucking niece. It's a gang of them, like threatening her with violence, all this shit. Now, what they don't know is they just fucking with the wrong motherfucking family. Like, they didn't know this. They had no idea. And so they got shown really quickly, you know, the sister, she was older than us. She was older than us by a lot. Like, now I think she's probably in her, I know she's definitely in her 60s, but she might even be in her early 70s. Um, so she was more like, she had a lot to lose. It's her property. And so she had called the police that day and she handled it the regular way. So call the police, We go for it, go to court because the court date was not that much longer from then. We go to court, and when we're in court, same group of people in there popping shit. I'm by my fucking self again, and I'm nervous, but all I'm thinking of, shit pop off, I'm just gonna fucking throw haymakers and pray for the best. Like, I'll just, I'll fight to the death. Get called up, and before, I didn't practice my little thing, this is what happened. And as she's about to ask me to explain, why I didn't have insurance, she reads over the notes and she realized that she was like, oh, the other drivers who actually were the cause of the accident, because they ran the light.
I was actually
Let's not forget that.
Here,
even though I was backing, they ran the light.
The
but not only did they run the light, they didn't have insurance, they didn't have a license, their car wasn't registered. Like, they had way more shit going on than me.
Trying to attack us and this sort of thing, or attack the niece because she was the only one home. And so because of that, along with everything else that they had going on, and the fact that they were technically the cause of the accident, is why they were just like, oh, you know what? Never mind.
And so she was like, did you get your insurance? All right, you're free to go. And I paid my little fucking whatever, like couple of dollars, and I was out of there. And I was like, what the fuck? And so, at this point, we're just like, oh my God, this fucking car. So now I drive the car for the next, I don't know how many months, with the whole ass just hanging off, just flapping in the back. The whole bumper is all fucked up. And remember, I don't have any insurance, so I had to wait. So I don't remember if I got like taxes or what money I got. I got money from something. And I would have took my damn car down to some more Polish people. The regular place, whatever body shop I went to, like the real body shop, they had quoted me some like $4,000. The other spot, the Polish spot, they told me like, I think it was like 1,600, something like that. It was something crazy. So I went there and got it fixed. So after all that time driving the car all fucked up, finally get it fixed. It was in the shop for weeks getting fixed, and I was driving fucking rental cars, and then finally I get my car back. Yes, get my car back. Now, don't remember what was going on. I was young, y'all. I was in my 20s. I have no idea what the fuck I was doing with my money. Like, I kind of know, but I kind of don't. And so, remember the card note. I remember the card note was behind, and I was like, okay, let me make a payment, and this is going to catch me up. Whatever the card note was behind in, it must have been 3 or 4 months. I don't fucking know. I don't remember. I go, and I was supposed to make a car payment. Now, it's credit acceptance. So at this point, the only way you can make a payment would be like to go into Walmart and do like MoneyGram or something, send in a little check, whatever the fuck. I went to Walmart, walked up to the counter with the money to pay the card note, and they were like, what's your account number? And I realized I didn't have the little booklet. Fuck, I don't got it. You know what? I'm tired. I worked all day. I just picked the kids up from the daycare. I'm about to just go home. I'll pay this tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never came because at precisely 4:30 in the morning that night, we get a call to the house. And they're like, just go ahead and throw the keys down so we don't got to bust up your stereo column. So you get your car back, you want to pay for that too. Nigga, what? Who are you? What mean? Look outside. My car is sitting up on a flatbed. God damn. Throw the keys out. Here you go. Take the keys. So now the car goes to fucking jail for what had to be less than 30 days because you have 30 days to pay it. At the time I worked at Comcast, customer service. So there was always overtime. I worked my fucking ass off. I worked my fucking ass off and did overtime. I worked like 30 days straight, no days off. And then it was that year was my ex's turn to claim the kids because we would switch every year who claimed the babies. He claimed the kids that year, and so he had gotten his taxes back and he was able to give me my little portion that he was going to give me. So that like literally was the money I needed to get my car out. So we go through all this shit. We gotta drive far as fuck to get our belongings. And then we go all across the fucking state. We go to the auction place. We get the car. It's the happiest day of my life. I bring the car back home. I'm washing it. I clean the fuck out this car. Like, detailed this shit to death. And it was just I was so fucking happy to have my car back. After I was done detailing the car, I went upstairs and I don't remember what was going on, but I remember I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go get me something to eat. I think my ex was going out and I was hungry. Whatever. I was like, let me go to Burger King down the street, get me some food, and then I'll come back and you'll leave. I go to Burger King, and on the way to Burger King, I'm stopped at a light. Actually, I'm lying. The light, I can't remember if I had been at the light. Anyway, I'm going through the fucking light. As I'm going through the light, there's a car coming in my direction, making a left turn. I see her coming. I see her kind of go to make the turn. I'm like, oh, I take my foot off my gas. And then she stopped. I was like, oh, okay, she realized she didn't have it. And then out of nowhere, she fucking guns it and T-bones me right on the side of the fucking car. Total loss. Car is gone. Gone. Never drove that car again. The next day, I went to the tow yard where it was taken to go grab some stuff. You could literally smell all my air fresheners as you're approaching the car because I had detailed the fuck out of this car. Like, because it had all the auction writing on it. It was a lot. And it had been it had sat somewhere for like 30 days. So, in the snow and all this shit. So I fucking lost that car and it never came back. And the thing that's crazy, I was probably like only a month or two paid to be done with the car. I ended up getting a big check from them because they totaled the car, paid off the loan, and then realized I had just made a whole bunch of payments because of the damn repo. So I ended up getting all that money back. And yeah, I had a bunch of money. I had to go get a new car. And that was the last car that I drove. After that, my next car, when I went to go get it, I ended up getting a truck. And it was a V8. I loved it. I never looked back.
This good girl works.